everybody. I hope everyone is good, that you're having a good day. I took a hiatus. I don't know if you noticed, but I had a cold. I was very anxious and a little depressed, and I didn't like what was happening in the news, and there was really no way of not talking about it for me, except not talking at all. So that's what I chose to do. I chose to take a little break, and I just needed the breather. And as I navigated various disappointments, I finally was able to get my mind back in the game. That's a thing. I've had depression for a long time. I was diagnosed with dysthymic depression, which is low-grade chronic depression. It is not the, crawl into bed and can't get out of bed kind. It's a kind where you just don't feel good about anything, and you can't quite put your finger on it, but it's not bad enough that you can't function. And most people, the average time that somebody has dysthymic depression before they seek help is 10 to 12 years. And I clocked mine at around 15 when I finally got some help. The good news is it's the kind of depression that responds best to talk therapy. And I did cognitive behavioral therapy. So even though I haven't been in therapy for a bunch of years, I have definitely developed the tools to deal with it. And, and some of what I experienced the last couple weeks, I was on antibiotics. I titrated up on another medication. I definitely had some pharmaceutical depression stimulators. So, and then you take into effect what's going on with the news. I think it's grotesque. I am ashamed that my country is, deciding to bomb civilian things. That war crimes are A-okay. And what is it that everybody in the damn administration is a drunk? Oy, oy, oy. We've got a lot to be embarrassed about. It's not fun. And then this week, there used to be an old Monty Python skit about the Spanish Inquisition, and these men in robes just leap into a room, and everyone's so shocked, and somebody yells, "No one expects the Spanish Inquisition." And this is just like pounding in my head right now, because the situation is, my roommate showed up Monday night with his dad. His dad came to visit at Christmas, and really was quite surprised to find out nobody could see any reason to have voted for Trump. And he was picking fights with everyone, with the Uber driver, if there was a person to pick a fight with about it, he did. And I didn't want to talk about it. I'm not a Trump person. And I'm trying very hard, especially since January, to find forgiveness for Trump people. Because we have shit the bed, and thank you for that. You voted for this. The blood is on your hands. It's how I feel. That is how I feel. And I'm trying so hard to get past this sense of division that I think is deliberately cultivated. They silo us into us versus them, red versus blue. It's whatever versus whatever. And this is not a political problem. This is a money problem. You know, as long as we're fighting amongst ourselves, the billionaires can reap whatever benefits they want. So if we're fighting, you know, poor people are fighting poor people, then we need to be questioning the Epstein class. We need to, you know. So, you know, at Christmas he wanted to, you know, say that he voted for Trump because he agreed with some of Trump's policies. And I said, I just asked that we not have this discussion, and you did it anyway. And, you know, if you want to talk about Trump, what I'm willing to talk about is we need to change the Constitution so that a convicted felon cannot be president. Because a convicted felon did not hold up the Constitution and will not be able to hold up the Constitution. It's not logical that a felon can be president. Not logical. That seemed to shut the conversation down, and we didn't have to deal with it for the rest of his trip. And, you know, and I've been thinking, what am I going to do if he shows up at Christmas? Because clearly he has bad manners and just wants to, you know, be Trumpy in a non-Trumpy environment. Oh, Lord. And so here he is, Monday night. I was not happy. And my roommate said, hey, do you mind if he hangs out here? Now, here's the thing. They had just gotten back from Vegas. They went and did a WWE event in Vegas. And I knew that they were going to go to Europe soon. I didn't know it was back-to-back weekends. So they decided to fly out of Los Angeles together to go to Europe. So instead of, you know, the dad going back home and then flying out on his own from home. Let's take a moment and absorb this. It's Monday. The dad is standing there with his suitcase in his hand. And my roommate says, is it cool if he hangs out here for a bit? I'm like, of course. Assuming they drove back from Vegas and he just has to catch a plane. Of course. They flew back from Vegas. There was no driving. And that's when I started piecing it together. And I was like, oh, so how long are you going to be here? And then, well, we're going to fly out for the Europe trip together. And the roommate says, I thought I told you. Well, you told me you were going out of town. You didn't tell me I was going to have to put up with your dad, right? Oh, God. It's that I want you to think about this for a moment. Just think about this. It's like when somebody says, well, yes, she had a radical hysterectomy when she was 23. And then they turn to you and go, you don't mind that I told everyone, do you? Well, the cat is out of the bag, right? The statement has been made. You don't mind if he hangs out here, do you? With him standing there, what? I was thrown off by it. And even then it was, hangs out here for a bit. It sounded very temporary. I thought I told you. No, you did not. You know you did not tell me. And you sprung it on me because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition And, you know, he knows I'm not going to say, you can go stay at that Marriott Residence. It might be your kind of place. It's where R. Kelly kept some of his trafficked women. Since you like pedophiles and traffickers so much. Right? Like, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I wanted to say. So I've been, you know, keeping to myself and trying not to interact, so I do not create the opportunity for anybody to brag about how they believe in some of Trump's policies, which I never inquired which ones. If you told me make a bet and we'll go ask him, I would bet $1 million he supports the immigration policy and any transgender policy. And not a conversation you want to have with me, especially after the murder of the citizens in Minnesota. Not if you're pro-Trump. You do not want to have this conversation with me. And as far as the trans conversation goes, listen, I'm willing to have a conversation with you about trans rights and human rights, as long as you're willing to accept that you, without your prostate, are a little bit trans. In the Gilead, Handmaid's Tale version of the world, they're going to send your ass out to clean up toxic waste. They'll keep you around because you're useful, but you're not going to be a full citizen because you don't have full body parts. You don't have full reproductive parts. So, you know, don't sit up on your high horse judging other people. It's just not right. We've gotten through the couple of days. They leave this afternoon. I'm going to go work for a client, which reduces the window of, you know, is he going to say something Trumpy? Which he might, you know. I mean, he's definitely drinking more this time than he did last time. So, you know, look. And then you say whatever you're going to say. Yo. Just, yes. And I know my roommate sprung it on me the way he did because he did not want to have the conversation because he knows I was not happy. You know, I didn't say anything, but, you know, you live with somebody long enough, they can read you. And I'm absolutely sure that when I had to remind everyone that President Trump is an adjudicated rapist, that's how we shut down the conversation at Christmas. You want to talk about Trump? Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about the fact that he's an adjudicated rapist. Let's talk about it. Oy. So I've been low-grade mad for a couple of days. And, you know, I really like doing these videos. And I haven't done them for the reasons that I haven't done them. And, you know, I've been gnawing on this particular annoying bone for a couple of days. And it's never going to be perfect. This vlog is never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I don't know what you guys are coming here for. I really appreciate that you visit my channel, that you watch my videos, that you know, maybe I'm not the only person who thinks that everything that's going on is madness. Absolute madness. And somehow, here's the truth of the matter is, here's the pill all of us have to swallow. We have to figure out how to get over it. We have to figure out how to forgive the triple Trumpers. We have to figure out how to move forward, I do want them to eat humble pie. Absolutely. I do want, there's the clip of the woman, they're at the gas station and they're interviewing people, and the one woman says, "I'm the dumbass. I apologize." And she's marvelous. You know, her frustration is palpable. And she clearly was not able to recognize what a shithole that man is until it was too late. I mean, there are plenty of us who saw this coming. You know, we told you so is the moment we're having right now. And now the news is that somebody would not let that man have the nuclear code because that's what he wanted to do on Saturday. One guy said, yeah, no, I'm not giving them to you. He picked a war that we're going to lose, that we are losing, that is an active losing proposition, because he wanted to stop talking about the Epstein files, which then his wife goes and talks about the Epstein files. I'm telling you, they are all a mess. They're all selfish and mean, and they're not here to build up the world. They're here to build up themselves. And they expect us to just serve their needs. So how's it going for you so far? Right? That since he was elected, his wealth has increased by over $6 billion. Meanwhile, you're paying more for gas, and you're paying more for groceries, and so am I, because somebody voted for this ding-dong. And then there are people who didn't vote for anybody because they didn't like any of the candidates. So I'm mad at you, too. You couldn't see this was the eventual outcome? All right, so I want to forgive the triple Trumpers I will come into contact with. But I kind of feel like it'll be easier to forgive them if they get, like, you know, in Inglorious Basterds, where they put the swastika, they carve the swastika into people's faces. I kind of wish we could do that. I kind of wish we could just carve a big TTT into people's faces. And then, you know, we know that they don't have strong critical thinking skills, or they're misogynistic, or they're racist, or they're white supremacist, or all of the above. You know, if you're letting people like Joe Rogan help you decide how you're going to vote, you are not smart. That's the tough truth of the matter. So, if people are worried about illegal immigrants voting, maybe instead of like a birthright thing, there should be an IQ thing. You know, do you have the brains to vote? Because if you voted for Trump, your reasons are sus. I don't care what they are. I don't care what your reasons are. There's something mindless, thoughtless, or heartless going on with you. And I condemn your behavior. And there are thousands of people who are dying as a result of the choice that you made. The blood is on your hands. That's how I feel about it. I'm mad. And this is part of why I took a break. I took a break because I've been so disgusted. But I'm back now. And we're just going to have to deal with it. I will try to figure out how to forgive you. But y'all are going to have to own up to what you did to this country. And that's the truth of the matter. I got a lot of voting ahead of me. I got to figure out who I'm voting for governor, because I'm in California. I'm so disgusted with Swalwell. I'm very pleased that he was told to step down. I'm very pleased that he did step down. We got to pay attention. Who's paying for these people that we are putting in office? And, it's perfectly okay for an organization to sponsor people on both sides of the aisle. Well, that's how the NRA got a hold of everybody. And now nobody will do anything about gun violence. We have a problem. We have a problem. And we got a lot of cleanup to do. Citizens United needs to be overhauled, if not reversed. There's a lot. There is a lot. It needs to be sorted. And if you triple trumped, just I don't have it in my heart to be friendly with you right now. I'm really pissed off at you. You betrayed all of us for whatever selfish reasons. You betrayed all of us. I don't really have anything new to add to that right now. That's where I stand. And for those of you who have stuck through this long, and for those of you who are fighting the good fight and trying to make educated choices and trying to read the Project 2025 and what people want out of that, it's sitting back watching them cannibalize each other is not going to help us. We got to have a plan of our own. And I don't see where that plan is yet. I haven't heard the plan. I haven't seen the plan. I'm looking for the plan. I don't know what the plan is. And that's what I need. I need to find the plan. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this ride. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to relax and enjoy the fact that I have a client, so I don't have to deal with that triple trumper who's drinking Tecate in my house. And who drinks Tecate? Ugh. It's not a delightful beer. It's not. Say what you want to say. There are better choices. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.